Welcome in, guys. Today, I react to an article written by a female dating coach who advocates for women to keep their phones off limits to their boyfriends, husbands, and significant others. Then later, I'll be continuing my breakdown of the Big D. Episode 991 of TSR Live starts right now.
A woman never belongs to you. It's just your turn. You lost your edge, she lost attraction for you. That's how it works. What'd you think she was gonna do? Tell you she cheated? Men cannot afford to get complacent in relationships. Get your fat ass off the couch, start lifting weights, and learn game. You're welcome.
And now your man,
Donovan Sharpe.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 991st edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of toxic masculinity, misogyny, and small dick energy. It is Friday, July the 14th of 2023. It is good to have you all in today. Let me make sure looks like all systems are go. We got plenty of people watching on Rumble. Then of course we got you guys in here on the YouTube trip. So thank you guys very, very much for making time for us today. I greatly, and again, Myron says it all the time, you guys could be anywhere in the world, but instead you've chosen to be here with me and support me when basically all I do is run my mouth all day. So I greatly, greatly appreciate your support over the years. Later on, like I said in the opening salvo, I'll be continuing my breakdown of the new dating show, The Big D. It is starring JoJo from The Bachelorette, as well as her husband, Jordan Rodgers. Yes, the brother of Aaron Rodgers. Now, the premise of the show is very simple. I think it's like 5 or 6 recently divorced couples are all flown to an island to see if they can find a connection with any of the other divorced couples. And during these connections, people commingle, and it's really as simple as that. But as usual, there are red pill truths at every turn. So if you guys want to check that out, come on over to Rumble when I give you the word. The lovely and talented Devin will most certainly put the link in the chat. I will make sure I pin it so that you guys can go ahead and jump in there. Let's see here. There were a couple of announcements I wanted to make, but I've forgotten what they were already. I should have written them down, but we'll go ahead and get started here. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it might actually help if you guys can see my face, right? Yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks like the studio is looking good. Babe LaDuke with the 20 Canadian dollar super chat. Appreciate that. Says I'm number one. I'm greatly, greatly appreciative of that. Let me change up. There we go. That's why you couldn't hear it. Let's try that again. There we go. Excellent. Good to have you guys all in here today. King Life is in the house. Dre Raven. Luke Red Pill Perry is in the house. Good to see you guys in here. Shout out to my Rumble crew. OG Mammoth, Cigar Man 85, and Apollo 412 says, oh boy. Oh, he says, here we go. So, allow me to tell you guys sort of a quick story that is more or less leading up to what I'm going to talk about today. So when Devin and I first started dating, there was a situation that came up. It was a minor situation on its face, but if gone unchecked, could certainly escalate into something much bigger down the road. So on blind instinct, gentlemen, I took immediate action and I verbally reprimanded her. I didn't yell, I didn't scream, I didn't raise my voice, but I had I'm not fucking around here kind of tone, which obviously grabbed the attention of Devin, which of course was by design. Anyway, after I admonished her, she asked me, well, I understand what you're saying, Donovan, but do you think a normal man would react this way in this situation? Now, I got to tell you guys, when she asked me this, my frustration completely subsided. All of the frustration and anger that I had completely subsided. And the reason it did is because I knew right then and there that she was about to learn exactly who I really was and what I was really all about. Now, to this point, I want you guys to keep in mind, to this point, we had a few hiccups, nothing out of the ordinary, right, early in a relationship. But again, This was a pivotal point in our relationship, and she was about to find out I am not the kind of dude who just runs his mouth for the sake of establishing dominance or getting the frame back or any other meathead red pill trope out there regularly co-signed by newbies. No shade on newbies, guys. No shade on you guys. Okay? You guys are critical to the community, but a lot of you guys who are new here, you watch a few videos, you read a few articles, and all of a sudden you got it all figured out, right? Anyway, I knew that I knew that at this point, Devin was going to have to make a choice, a very important choice that the many other women before her also had to make, which was to either continue the training, which is outlined in my 5-part 7-hour audio course, How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up, or we can go our separate ways. So I looked at her and, to answer her question about whether or not I think a normal man would react this way to a situation, I smirked at her and I said to her verbatim, well, of course not. And if you expect me to act like a normal man, you are going to be disappointed. So now you have a decision to make. You can either have a normal relationship with a normal man, or you can be with me. Well, Devin made her choice, and the rest, as they say, is history. Gentlemen, what you're going to have to understand is that if you want a good relationship with a woman, you are going to have to be different. You cannot be normal by today's standards. There are things that you are going to have to say and do. You're going to have to do things that are viewed as not normal, or dare I say, unhealthy and toxic. There are so many forces, guys, working against us men in terms of keeping us from doing what is necessary to have good relationships with women, that any time we deviate at all from what the world characterizes as healthy and normal, we're called misogynists. We're called controlling. We're called possessive. And if you succumb to the shaming tactics of today's feminist infected culture, you've already failed before your relationship even begins, which leads me to today's topic. A special thanks goes out to Alex H. He actually sent this to me a while back, and yes, Alex H, those are my actual initials. You guys know my birth name is Edwin Alexander Hopkins Jr. I go by Alex for short, etc., etc. I think that's all pretty self-explanatory. Anyway, Alex H sent me this article entitled "Jealous Boyfriend: What's Normal versus Unhealthy," and it was written by Ashley Oozer, who fashions herself. She actually fashions herself a specialist in sex and dating, which means she is a 304 who blogs about her flings like every other woman who sleeps around and can string 2 sentences together on a website. Guys, look. Women like Ashley Oozer, they're a dime a dozen. They're a dime a dozen. They really, really are. Okay? She's attractive. She sleeps around. She has a blog, and she's doing the whole digital nomad thing. She spends time in DC and New York to add more stories to her blog, which really is another word for bodies added to my count, who also thinks she is somehow unique or special. The problem is, gentlemen, is that there are so many women out here like her that influence most of the female population, which is one of the main reasons why most women sleep around and don't feel like they're doing anything wrong until, of course, they're in their late 30s, early 40s, and a man they happen to be sleeping with says, well, I've never dated an older woman before. What's it like being single in your 40s? Miss Oozer's mindset in terms of what she believes is normal and unhealthy in relationships is exactly why men like us are called names. And if a man who does not have the personal conviction, if a man does not have the personal resolve to push forward and do what needs to be done to preserve the integrity of his relationship, in the end, it's inevitable. He's going to Google, how can I win back my cheating girlfriend? Which we all know is further prolonging the slow, painful death of his manhood. So let's go ahead and get started to see what Miss Oozer has to say. Shall we? Make sure this is big enough for you guys. There we go. There we go. I just wanted to make sure you guys can see that. Very, 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 very nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. If Disney gave us unrealistic expectations for finding love, she starts, Hollywood gave us unrealistic expectations for what a healthy relationship looks like. Unfortunately, tons of movies and TV shows portray boyfriends acting in obsessive, controlling, and borderline stalkerish ways as a sign that they really care about their female partner or a crush. Growing up with these influences can make it easy for women to confuse warning signs as simply a signal that their boyfriend truly loves that their boyfriend truly, hang on a second, I went too far, loves them. And unfortunately, this can be dangerous. If you're wondering if your boyfriend's jealous behavior is normal versus something to be concerned about, here are some guidelines. So Ashley is talking out of both sides of her mouth in these first few paragraphs here, guys. So she acknowledges that Disney movies and romantic comedies give women unrealistic expectations. But in the same breath, she says that obsessive, controlling boyfriends are showing that they care about their girlfriends in a way that says this behavior is unhealthy and wrong. Now, I want to make this clear. Don't get me wrong, guys. Being an obsessive stalker is not normal. It's not normal in any circumstance, especially within the confines of a sexual relationship, and not in a good way. We all know this. But when Ashley and women like her groups controlling with being an obsessive stalker, she is disingenuously putting them in the same category. I've said this a million times, guys. Men cannot control women. Women are autonomous, sentient beings that can do whatever they want. But when a man gives his girlfriend or his significant other choices that she does not like, do you know what she'll accuse him of? She will accuse him of trying to control her. But what she really means is that she wants to engage in the activity that he established would end their relationship, but still be in the relationship, which is pretty much every girl's MO these days. Modern women want all of the benefits of being in a relationship without any of the costs, including the consequences her boyfriend informed her of should she continue said behavior he established from the start. Remember, we talked about this with the Jonah Hill situation. You guys remember that? Jonah Hill laid out all of his standards and boundaries and expectations, but unfortunately for him, it was too late. He didn't establish this from the beginning, which is why his now ex-girlfriend made a big stink about the fact that he was trying to lay down the law. It was too late. It was too late. He probably asked her for a relationship first. And guys, I want you to understand this. I know a lot of you guys have heard me say this many times. I cannot say this enough. Never, ever, ever angle for a relationship first with a woman. When you do, you are literally forfeiting your right to establish boundaries, standards, and expectations. The reason for that is because when you ask a woman to be your girlfriend or when you give a girl your commitment without her having to earn it, in her mind, rightfully so, she assumes that she has fulfilled everything necessary to earn your commitment. So when you ask her to be your girlfriend, she says yes, but then you try to establish different rules and expectations. No, doesn't work that way. You must make your woman earn your commitment. If she does not earn your commitment, she will not value your commitment. That's the way this goes. So let's just make one thing clear straight away. Let's just make one thing clear just straight away out of the gate. Obsessive and stalkerish is not the same as controlling as women describe it. Let me repeat that. Obsessive and stalkerish are not the same as controlling as women describe it. That said, let's go in here and take a look at what Miss Oozer has to say about normal versus not normal. Normal, she says. Pardon me. Normal, she starts. Wanting to hear about your day. Not normal. Asking a slew of questions about your day that seem more about gathering information than interest in your life. As if we're actually interested in what the fuck you vapid, boring ass bitches do throughout your day. Like, we are not interested in what you had to do today. We're not interested in your lunch with your coworkers. We're not interested in the conversation you had with Chelsea in account. We don't care about any of that. We don't care. We ask questions about how your day is to get a baseline, and we'll go over this later. She continues, There is a fine line between a guy who wants to hear about your day and a guy who sounds like he's interrogating you. A nice quote, "What did you get up to today?" can be great. On the other hand, she continues, when you go out one night and have to deal with your boyfriend who was there, asking who was there, how you got drunk, and if you did any dancing, it feels a bit off. A good rule of thumb, she continues, is that if it feels wrong, it probably is. Are you kidding me? Seriously? If it feels wrong, it probably is. This is what Melina's go-to is when she's in debates. She says, you can't tell me how I feel. And she's right about that. But no one has really been sharp enough to say, listen, this is not about how you feel. This is about what you do. Like, you can change, like, women change feelings like they change panties. I don't know how often Melina changes panties, given she shits in the forest and seems to like it, right? But it is what it is. No, you can't tell a woman how she feels, but you can judge a woman based on what she does. So make sure you guys keep that in mind. When a woman says, well, you can't tell me how I feel. No, I can't. But I sure as shit can judge you on your actions. She continues, another way to gauge it is this. Does it feel like he keeps asking unnecessary follow-up questions that are fact-based? If he's asking something subjective, e.g., did you have a good time? It's normal. Whereas something objective, e.g., what did you wear, is a sign of unhealthy jealousy. Oh boy. Oh boy. What Ashley is failing to mention here is that as men, we don't interrogate women out of nowhere for no reason. We just don't do that. We're not suspicious for just no reason, right? Before Devin started working for me, when she got home, I'd ask her about her day. I'd ask her about how her day was when she got home, right? I'd ask her how her day went, and she would pretty much just tell me, right? I'm not going to quiz her on the details unless I have reason to. Now, the two examples Ashley gives here are on the opposite ends of the spectrum and intellectually dishonest, gentlemen. For her to say that it's fine if he asks about her day after work, but then use the extreme example of the club to point out unhealthy jealousy is disingenuous, gentlemen. If a man's girlfriend goes to the bar or club, of course he's going to ask who was there. Of course he's going to be curious about how drunk she got and what she was wearing. He knows that getting all dolled up and going to a place where there are men and alcohol is an environment conducive to cheating. For her to say that it's unhealthy for a man to quiz his girlfriend in situations like this is literally telling men, on the other hand, that it is healthy to ignore the fact that your girlfriend is putting herself on the meat market for a quick rental. Then she says, if something feels wrong, it probably is. But what she doesn't realize is that this is also a two-way street. You see, if a man's instincts are telling him something's amiss, probably is too. However, what she's describing as wrong on the female side is simply the knot she gets in the pit of her stomach when her boyfriend starts asking her questions that require her to lie about what she really got up to that night. You guys seeing a pattern here? This is why she is saying that following up with fact-based questions are unnecessary. It also shows us that modern women don't want fact-based questions because fact-based questions can't be manipulated. Unless, of course, she flat out lies, which is a regular occurrence in and of itself. So to avoid these situations, guys, don't commit to women who go out to bars or clubs, guys. I say this all the time. I don't care if she says she's not going to get up to anything or that she does it for fun or that she does it to blow off steam. Do not make her your girlfriend if she goes to bars or clubs, period. Period. Let's continue. Normal, she says. Making a teasing comment about that sexy selfie you posted on Instagram. Not normal. Telling you that he doesn't approve of you posting such revealing photos on social media. As much as I wish it wasn't, it's pretty normal for guys to get jealous when their girlfriends post something sexy on the gram. Unfortunately, this is because of the way society treats men to see their female partners, so it's not totally your man's fault. A teasing comment like, damn, you must have been feeling yourself today, is somewhat normal, although still not ideal. However, when your boyfriend tries to control or have a say in what you post on your social media, that's when it starts charting into extremely unhealthy territory. Oh my goodness. If he communicates openly If he communicates openly about his jealousy when you post certain things, tell him to talk about where the root of that jealousy comes from instead of simply acquiescing to his wishes. Chances are, once he tries to articulate the reason for his jealousy, both of you will realize that he has some things to work through on his own and that it's not really about you. So she says it's pretty normal for guys to get jealous when their girlfriends post something sexy on Instagram. But then she says it's not normal when he says he disapproves of it. Guys, this is the typical case of a woman knowing exactly how a man would react, but not giving credence to why he reacts this way. What she's saying here is that if you have, how can I put this? Is that if you have signed a 1-year lease to rent a home, and the owner of the house puts a for rent sign in the yard 3 months into your lease, that it's normal for you to be concerned about it, but not normal for you to bring your 1-year lease to the attention of the homeowner, letting them know you've got another 9 months left on your lease and that they need to remove the for rent sign from the yard. Something that all girls know but never acknowledge is that posting revealing pictures on social media is advertising themselves. Now, if you're single, advertise away. No harm, no foul. If you're looking to hook up with a bunch of dudes, that's perfectly fine if you're single. But when you are in a relationship, expecting your boyfriend to remain silent is ridiculous. Of course he's going to have a problem with it. You're a taken woman. You're in a committed relationship, and acting like you're not is going to rub him the wrong way. That is normal. Then those same girls who are in relationships who post sexy pictures on social media get all butthurt and start throwing around accusations when their boyfriends don't say anything about it. OMG, he doesn't care about me. He must be cheating on me if he doesn't have a problem with me posting booty pics on IG. So we're damned if we do, damned if we don't. All right, let's check our super chats. James Wingett with the $5 super chat says, "Man, I wish a woman would tell me that BS. That means you are a friend with benefits. Modern women wonder why they are losing in life and will buy a dog and die alone."
What the French toast?
That's what I'm asking, Kevin. I've been asking that for a while. Roadblock 85 with the $20 super chat says, "Ashley Oozer, Amy Horton, Janelle Testa, Nadia Bokity, Shan Booty. These bitches are all different flavors of the same proud hoe. It's the weekend, gents. Wrap up, call an Uber, send that morning after text. Holy moly." Well, shit, man. I should just go ahead and retire and let Roadblock 85 do this. He is absolutely right. That is the comment of the episode. Yeah. Ashley Oozer, Amy Horton, Janelle Testa, Nadia Bokity, Shan Booty. Like, they're all different flavors of the same hoe. They really, and listen, I love Janelle Gordon. I love her to death, right? She's fit, she's feminine, she's friendly, she's fucking beautiful, she loves Devin, but I had to have a frank conversation with her. I said, "Look, Janelle, like, you're not getting any younger, and you are a sex therapist." I said to her, "You're going to be hard pressed. You're going to be hard pressed to find a man who is going to be okay with you wrapping your legs around men that aren't him." She made her choice. It is what it is. Does that make her good or bad? No, it just means she made a choice. It is what it is. Mike the Supreme says she's telling women to gaslight him. Yeah, it would appear so. It would appear. What the hell is that noise? I'm getting all kinds of noises in my headphones. All right, let's continue. Because believe it or not, it actually gets better or worse depending upon how you characterize it. Normal, she says. Wanting to meet your friends. Not normal. Always finding a reason to tag along when you have plans with your friends and seemingly never giving you time alone with your friends. A telltale sign of a possessive partner is one that doesn't allow his partner to have alone time with her friends or even with her family. At the beginning of the relationship, it can seem like a great sign that your new boo wants to meet your family, but if you notice that you seemingly haven't had any alone time with your BFF since dating your new boyfriend, it might be a sign that he is trying to isolate you from your support system. Same goes for a boyfriend that wants to spend every waking moment with you. It may seem Romeo and Juliet-like, but it's actually waving a red flag that he is a controlling partner. This is, how can I put this? This is where women, modern women, this is where they like to feign ignorance about the kinds of people they surround themselves with. I'm going to give you a stat that I know to be 100% true. Never in the history of mankind has a man ever had a problem with his woman spending time with her married friends. If a man's wife or girlfriend has friends who are also in committed relationships with men they respect and love, and make sure that they don't engage in activities that put their respective relationships in danger, he has zero issues with her going to hang out with her friends to drink wine and watch movies at one of their houses while he might have some of his homeboys over for a few beers to watch the game. Right? We ain't got no problem with that. But what Ashley is leaving out here is that most of the time, modern women have friends who are hoes. Modern women have friends who are sleeping around. Modern women have friends who are cheating on their boyfriends or husbands. And those are the women we have a problem with. Women are always crying about how a man isolating them from their friends is controlling and possessive. But they always conveniently leave out the part about their support systems being made up of banana gobblers who are always in her ear about, well, you can do better, girl. Come out with us Friday night. It'll be fun. It wouldn't hurt to get on Tinder just to see what else is out there. She also uses the extreme false representation. I used to call this EFR. So this is the EFR, the extreme false representation technique, when she says spend every waking moment with you to make women think that a man who wants to spend time with her is a bad thing. Look, man, check this out. I don't care how much a man likes a woman. No man wants to be around a bitch 24/7. And if he does, it ain't the kind of man women like Ashley Uzer date in the first place. What she's trying to do here, gentlemen, she's trying to put beta traits onto alpha males, which is what every blogger who specializes in relationships do in just about every situation they talk about. So here's lesson number 1, and this one is actually for the guys. Okay? This is easy. If her friends are hoes, don't commit. If her friends are hoes, don't commit. All the cliches apply here. Birds of a feather. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and so on and so forth. Women are so easily influenced by women who have bad habits. Bad habits are easy to pick up on, guys. Bad habits are easy to pick up, but they are extremely hard to break. Good habits, gentlemen, are hard to maintain and very easy to drop. And as we all know, women have absolutely zero interest in doing what's difficult, even if it's for something they think is worthwhile. Now, there are exceptions to the rule. But those exceptions aren't because the woman you're dating isn't like her friends. No. It's because she has decided to preserve her relationship. She has decided that preserving her relationship with you is worth distancing herself from the friends who negatively influence her in your relationship. But if you are dealing with the typical modern American woman, it would be foolhardy to expect her to choose you over her friends. She wants to have it both ways, and she expects you to allow her to have it that way. Do not do it. Let's continue. Normal. Asking about your ex. Not normal. Asking you to block or unfriend your ex or other male friends, coworkers, etc. She continues. If it was up to me, she says, we'd all talk about our exes on the first date, and I usually do, she puts in parentheses. She sounds like a lovely woman. Someone's relationship with their ex and the way they talk about it can be a great way to learn what kind of partner they are. Just like a guy saying, all my exes are crazy is a red flag. So is any guy who asks you to block all communication with your ex. Even more so. Any guy who wants you to stop communicating with your male friends, coworkers, or other guys in your life. A healthy partner, she says, will support your friendships even if they're with ex-boyfriends. A healthy partner will also trust you to communicate with members of the opposite sex without assuming the worst. After all, if he doesn't trust you, why is he dating you? Oh, this is cute. So now she's advising women to stay away from men who have a problem with their girlfriends staying in contact with men they've slept with in the past. This is why relationships are circling the drain, guys. Okay? women actually follow advice like this, but then wonder why they can't keep a man who's worth a damn. So here's lesson number 2, guys. Here's lesson number 2. And most of us know this, but a lot of us need to hear it. Any woman who talks about her ex on the first date is not over her ex. What she's doing is she is sabotaging a girl's chance at a relationship by advising her to talk about her ex on the first date. Ashley, what are you doing? And she's an expert? If she is on a date with a man who's worth a damn, he's gonna bounce like a bad check because he knows, just given his experience and the amount of options he has, that any woman who talks about her ex isn't over him. Hell, even men who are clueless about women know this, right? Like, this is common knowledge. This is why I advise men to make it crystal fucking clear that in order to get and keep your commitment, that keeping in contact with exes, being friends with men who aren't switch hitters, and hanging out with male coworkers outside of the office is prohibited. Now, if she has a problem with those boundaries, cool. Right? Listen, just like Jonah said, hey man, if this is not something you're willing to do, I'm not the guy for you. Keep talking to your ex. Stay friends with Dave, the unemployed garage band guitar player, pardon me, who may or may not have a tattoo on his junk. Go ahead and hang out with Kevin and Sales, after hours at happy hours at Applebee's. Your arrangement will remain strictly sexual without commitment. No skin off your back. But if you try to be a healthy partner who supports her relationship, and trusts her with members of the opposite sex, guys, don't be surprised when she tells you she's going to watch Dave perform live at some rundown bar, then hanging out with Kevin and him afterwards. Let's catch up on the super chats. Sky88 says separate subject, but I wish Donovan would analyze I Love My Mama's Boy dating show on HBO Max. Oh boy. I'm gonna write that down. Hang on a second. I Love My Mama's Boy. Oh my God. I Love My Mama's Boy, HBO Max. All right. Yeah, I'll give it a look-see. I'll have to watch a few. The way I do it is I watch the trailers. I like to react to these organically, seeing it for the first time. So yeah, I think I'll give some of the reviews and all that a look-see, and we'll go from there. So Sean Moore says, great advice. Never in my life have I dated a girl who goes to clubs. Unfortunately, I have made that mistake many, many times, and it burned me every time. So you're a better man. Listen, you are ahead of me at this point in the game. The Level Up Man says, another article laden with, quote, it's unhealthy for men to make it difficult to cheat. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Oh, by the way, I've got a little nugget for you guys. You guys remember the, we go ahead and head on back to the, let's go and head on back to the crib before we continue this, because I think this is definitely going to be worth your time. So a buddy of mine, I'm not gonna mention who his name is, slid into the DMs of one Sarah Dawn Moore. I have no idea what the conversation is about, nor do I care, but I do know this. Take a look at your screen. Take a look at your screen, fellas. Take a look at your screen. I don't care. Look, I ain't tripping about all the other stuff. What I'm looking at here is Sarah Dawn Moore saying, I'd bang ya if you were in the same city. I'd bang ya if you were in the same city. Gentlemen, I don't know what more we need to see for men to finally understand that you should not take relationship advice from women. There's no such thing as a female relationship expert. There's no such thing as that. Women are not experts in relationships. They're experts in getting dick. They're experts in getting into situationships. Relationships, no. But this woman is 38 years old. She's unmarried, doesn't have any kids, and she claims to be this relationship expert. So if you're a relationship expert, some random dude slid into your DMs and said, yeah, I'd bang you if you were in the same city. I wonder what your male clients would say about that. I wonder what your female clients would say about that. Look, guys, you can say whatever you want about me. You can say whatever you want about me. You can call me a fraud. You can call me this, call me that. Call me a career criminal. Call me this, call me that. No. Say whatever you want. My woman is in check. Not only that, she is in shape, gentlemen. That's right, guys. That's right. Devin absolutely shattered her goal of 125 pounds. Shattered it. She's 123 pounds, y'all. And this is what she looks like. This is what she looks like. Pardon the junk in the room. Our housekeeper hadn't showed up yet. This was early in the morning. But yes. So when I tell guys, hey, don't commit to a woman who doesn't stay in shape, don't commit to a woman who gets overweight, guess what? You guys damn well better believe that my woman is going to be in good shape. You better believe it. Are you kidding me? Guys, you have to stop putting your trust into these frauds out here. Anthony Johnson calls me a fraud for no other reason but that he wants to shut down the CME. That's it. There's no reason he should call me. Yes, am I a career? I've committed a lot of crimes. 4-time convicted felon, been arrested 30 some odd times. Yeah, hey, got me there. But one thing he ain't got me on is the way I run my fucking relationship. This is why you guys follow me, because I walk the walk that I talk all the time. All the time. Let me show you guys a series of pictures. That illustrates this. And of course, this is going to take a while because this new Apple operating system, Ventura, is just slow as I don't know what. Ay. ABR123 1023 says, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Great for her and you, Donovan. Damn right. Shane Wolin says, W Donovan. Hey, W Donovan and W Devin. W Donovan and W Devin. Devin works her ass off every single day to maintain this figure. Every single day. Dude, bitches half her age. There are bitches half her age. Devin will be 47. There are 23-year-old women who can't get under 190 pounds. And Devin, with no thyroid, at 46 years old, no thyroid, female, looks like this. There is no excuse for any woman of any age to be obese. I don't care who you are. It does not matter to me. I don't care. So, I guess I'll put those other screenshots up a little bit later if I can find them. So, when you've got this virtue signaling relationship coach telling guys she barely even knows, I mean, I'd bang you if you were in the same city. That tells you all you need to know about Sarah Dawn Moore. Sarah Dawn Moore is a hoe. She's a hoe. And hoes can't be relationship experts because they don't know how to function in relationships. You're 38 and single, boo. 38 and single. It would be one thing if you were actually married or in a long-term cohabitating relationship that appears to have promise. But you can't, if anyone pays this woman for advice, that's on you. That's on you. And you know what? I'm not going to knock her hustle. She's got a lot of you guys fooled. That's why all of her pictures are from the neck down, because she is overweight by quite a bit, actually. Yeah, she's well-spoken, but she is a basic bitch like every other woman out here. So I'm not knocking her hustle. I'm not going to knock the hustle. But if you pay this woman for anything, joke's on you. Joke's on you, man. All right, let's see here. Let me take a swig of water. My water tastes a little bit like iced coffee because I had some of that in there today. ABR 1023 says, I've got to seek a woman like that. In fact, I am still looking. No, ABR 1023. Devin did not look or act like this when I met her. Nope. I had to strip Devin down to the studs, literally down to the studs. I had to rid her of all of the habits that got her into the situation that she was in and build her brick by brick into who and what she is today. Yep, listen, Devin still has the same personality. There's no doubt about that. I'm not going to say that she doesn't. She's not unrecognizable personality-wise. There's no need for me to say all that. But I'll tell you what, her friends don't even recognize her. Matter of fact, one of her best friends told Devin, she's like, I don't even recognize you anymore. What's with all of this wearing? If you don't want to wear high heels, then don't wear high heels and da-da-da-da-da. And that's the point. You're goddamn right you don't recognize her anymore. You're goddamn right you don't recognize her ass anymore. This is what happens to women who are under the tutelage of a man who has the resolve to make the changes necessary to make her a respectable woman. Now, if Devin and I were ever to split up, whether it's me or her that initiates it, guess what? She's going right back to the habits that she was doing before I got a hold of her. That's real talk. That is real talk. That is absolute real talk. And yeah, it took me a good solid year and a half, but it's been worth it. Here we are, 7 years later. 7.5 years later, and she looks better than she did when I met her. But Donovan Sharpe's a fraud, right? I bet you can't do that with a 23-year-old. Nope, sure can't. I sure can't. But let me ask you something. What 23-year-old do you know looks like that? Bet you can't do that with a 19-year-old. Nope, probably couldn't. Probably couldn't. Because 19 to 23, young American, attractive women, they're all feral. They are all feral. So listen, you guys can talk all the shit you want. It bothers me not one bit, because I get to fuck this body every goddamn night. Look at that. And believe it or not, boys, she actually looks better naked. She actually looks better naked. I was actually gonna round up the outfits I was gonna make her wear tonight and ask you guys to vote on which one she should wear. Didn't have the time. And besides, who needs a 23-year-old when you've got this? Anyway. Yes, King Life says, great job, Donovan and Devin. That means a lot coming from you, my friend. By the way, guys, don't get it twisted. King Life is fucking jacked. Like, King Life is a fucking monster. Oh my God. The first time I met him, I was like, wow, he's like a bull. It's unbelievable. Listen, I'm getting there. I'm getting there myself. Oops. I'm getting there myself. Wait a minute. Oh, sorry about that.
A woman never belongs to you.
You guys can see that I'm starting to drop. I'm starting to drop the weight. You guys can see the stomach is flattening up. The chest is a little bit bigger. Yeah, I'm getting there. You better fucking believe it. You better believe it. So, yeah. Psych Daddy 8 says, I think men don't realize that your woman represents you when not in her presence. That's right. That's exactly right. Very, very good. Okay. Enough of me bragging about the awesome body of my woman that I paid a lot of money for, by the way. I paid for them titties. I paid for her tits. I bought the gym. I pay her personal trainer a ridiculous amount of money. And it's funny, a lot of guys are like, he doesn't pay that personal trainer that much. Really? You think? I don't pay Devin's personal trainer $2,400 a month for that? Yeah. Nice try. Nice. And it's funny, man. All these guys who hate on Devin, she's in their spank bank. We know it. All right, let's continue here. Pardon me. I'll bring up the screenshots if I can round them up. All right, where is it? Normal. She continues. Asking who's blowing you up on Snapchat. Okay. Not normal. Asking if he can look through your Snapchat messages. Unfortunately, she says, while it seems like many of us have had a partner look through our phones, this is still certainly not healthy behavior. Jealousy is natural, and so is the curiosity that arises when our partner's phone keeps vibrating in the late hours of the evening. You think? While asking who keeps blowing you up on Snapchat is certainly the ugly green monster rearing its head, it is a natural and normal form of jealousy that your partner can learn to improve. Asking to look through your phone, or worse, going through it while you're in the shower, is an invasion of privacy and a sign that your partner is not ready to be in a relationship. Well, she's half right. I will give her that. Right? This is a sign of not being ready to be in a relationship. It is. But a woman protecting her privacy means she's not ready to be in a relationship. You see, gentlemen, jealousy and curiosity are two very different things. But neither one has anything to do with a man requiring a woman to hand over his phone or her phone if he suspects anything. For this woman to say it is unhealthy for a man to want to look through his girlfriend's phone if it's been vibrating at all hours of the night is exactly the reason why women are befuddled as to why a guy they like won't really commit. I need you to listen here, y'all. These are the girls who ask, where have all the good men gone? Right? I'll tell you where all the good men have gone. They're with the girls who are not on Facebook. They're with the girls who are not showing their asses on Instagram. They're with the girls who aren't attention seekers. They're with girls who have cut off all contact with their exes. These good men are with girls who stay the fuck off social media.
I'm not sure I understand.
Of course you don't. You're a fucking feminist, Siri. Now shut the fuck up. They're with the girls who are upfront about what they're doing, where they are, and who they're doing it with. All of these good men, where did they go? Where have they gone? They're with girls who have no problem handing them their phones when they ask to see it. Where have all the good men gone? The good men are with girls who aren't at the club or the bar every goddamn weekend. Where have all the good men gone? They're with the girls who don't have accounts on Tinder and Bumble and Plenty of Fish and Match.com, Christian Mingle, Farmers Only. They're with the girls who don't lie to them. Where have all the good men gone? Ladies, the good men are with the girls who have proactively earned their trust. Ladies, if you want attractive men to trust you, there is a price to be paid. If you're not willing to pay that price, that's perfectly fine. Most girls aren't. But don't come crying to me when you're 38, still single, talking about where have all the good men gone. This is the thing. Ladies, miss me with this. Stop fucking crying about not getting something of value for free, because at the end of the day, you didn't want it bad enough. Because if you did, you would have understood the cost and paid the price. And part of that price is giving up autonomy and privacy when it comes to your phone. And this is simple. If you have nothing to hide, then you should have no problem with handing your phone over when he asks you to. Well, if he trusts me, he shouldn't have to ask. That's your main problem, sweetheart. He doesn't trust you. And this is where women go wrong. They assume that if a man is fucking him, then he must also trust him. They assume that if a man commits to her, then he must also trust her, and nothing could be further from the truth as far as men of value are concerned. People ask me all the time. They ask me all the time, do you trust Donovan? Do you trust your girlfriend? Do you trust your fiance? And my answer is I trust Devin to be a woman. I trust that as a woman, she lacks the requisite strength in today's environment to exercise impulse control in situations that are conducive to infidelity. So I keep her from putting herself in those situations. Gentlemen, I don't make Devin do anything. She chooses to let me protect her from herself. If there ever comes a time she does not want to comply with my demands in that regard, then it's time to go. That's life. I said this the other day. If a woman really wants to cheat, she'll find a way. And that includes Devin. But that doesn't mean I'm going to make it easy for her. If somebody wants to rob your house bad enough, they'll figure out a way to do it regardless of how well your locks and security system works. But that doesn't mean you have to unlock your doors and disarm the alarm system. If you want to rob me, you're going to have to earn it. And if your woman wants to cheat, she's going to have to earn that too. Not requiring access to your woman's phone at all times, is the equivalent of disarming your home security system and unlocking your doors at night. Let me repeat that. Not requiring access to your woman's phone at all times is the equivalent of disarming your home security system and unlocking your doors at night. It's not a matter of if you get robbed, it is a matter of when. And women know this, which is why they don't want to give men access to their phones, which again means she's not ready for a relationship. Gentlemen, keeping your woman in line in this day and age requires you to think and act in ways that most people would find abnormal. Should men have to engage in activities that are viewed as toxic and oppressive just to have a chance at a good relationship with a woman? Of course not. It's ridiculous. I hate that I had to become who I had to become to be successful with women. But this is the way it is. You can either accept it and take the measures necessary to have the kind of relationship you want, or you can continue to be taken advantage of by women because you're afraid to grab your Y chromosome and get my 5-part 7-hour audio course and train the bitch properly. The choice is yours, but understand this, gentlemen. Understand this. People around you, they're going to shame you. People are going to call you names. They're going to tell you you're not normal. People aren't going to revere you for your toxic ways. They're going to tear you down for it. When Devin talks to her family and friends, she doesn't talk about our relationship. She knows that people get to squawking. It is what it is, right? But when they see her pushing that Range Rover, they don't say nothing about my toxicity then. When we're flying first class, staying in suites all over Vegas for $13,000, they don't talk about how toxic I am them. When we're you know what I'm saying? When we're taking care of shit that for other people, they ain't talking about my toxicity then, are they? Now, the question now becomes, here's the question. Will you be man enough to tell them where they can all go and mind their own fucking business so that you can continue living a life of dominance while being adored by the woman you selected to take this journey with you? That's the bottom line. Are you going to have the resolve to be able to do that? Let's catch up on Super Chats here. Super Chats coming in hot and heavy. Bobby Leduc with the 10 Canadian dollar Super Chat says, truly, this info is just as valuable for women as it is men if they listen. But for us, Donovan, you provide the most accuracy and depth on YouTube, hands down, plus growing all the big RP mans. Yeah, I appreciate it. Look, I mean, I say this tongue-in-cheek, but like most geniuses, I won't be appreciated for my genius until well after my time. You know, the YouTube algorithms, and I got people reporting my channel and this and that. It is what it is. Beast with Red Pill with the $5 Super Chat says, hey, Donovan, I replied with email. Still waiting on you or Heather's response. By the way, great show so far. Sounds like your voice healed up well. Yeah, it's not 100%, but it's getting there. And yeah, I'll get with you on that probably this weekend sometime. The Roadblock 85 with a $10 Super Chat says, this woman ripped all of this from the modern woman playbook. This is literally everything they do in their relationships, yet flip out when a man gets hip to their BS. Yep. Arlene with the $2 Super Chat. Appreciate that. Very good. Very, very good. All right. So what's going to happen now, guys? What's going to happen now is I'm going to be continuing my dating show breakdown called The Big D. And like I said, if you want to watch, I can't do that here. There it is. Obviously, I can't do that here. Because, because of YouTube's, guidelines on copyright. However, give me a second. However, if you want to watch, you can either sign up on Sharpe Stream or you can watch for free on Rumble. Let me get that Rumble. There we are. Let me go share. Yeah, we're going to copy that. Okay, perfect. There we go. So there is the link. There is the... Damn it. Get that. Let me just do it a couple more times. Get that out the way. There we go. So if you guys want to watch, the, if you guys want to watch, and you know, I'm about to hit the outro, so that'll give you some time. That'll give you guys some time. That'll give you guys some time to get on over there. King Life with the $5 super chat says a girl's phone holds all her misdeeds, dude. That's where the bodies are buried. That is where the bodies are buried. Is the smartphone. I think that's pretty obvious. That is going to do it for this, the 991st edition of TSR Live. We are 9 away from 1,000. Thank you guys very, very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for the super chats. I'll see you on Rumble. Take care. All right, guys. As promised, we are getting ready. Actually, that is the wrong one. The big D. Where's the big D? The big D. The big D. There it is. Perfect. There is the big D. So we are going to. This is season 1, episode 5. Yeah, shit's gotten real. So I am now going to say goodbye to my YouTube audience, my Facebook audience, my Twitter audience, my Twitch audience,